So chapter 10 is set to release at the end of the week. And I'm really excited, and Minitoon has been doing such an incredible job with the story and the chapters. But in today's video, I want to answer a couple questions, and I also want to talk about a character that we haven't really talked about on the channel yet. And this character is Pony. Some people are worried about him, some people don't trust him. So I'm going to be sharing my personal opinions on something that can possibly happen to Pony in chapter 10 or in 12 once we figure out where the story leads us. Also, if you are enjoying the Piggy content on the channel, make sure to leave a like and share it, and also feel free to subscribe for more. And if you're new to the channel, I also love hearing your theories and predictions on the story too, and I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying it. I love doing these, and also love diving into the stories of what is, what isn't, what could be, what to look forward to. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially when you do a prediction or a theory and it actually comes true. There's literally no better feeling than that. And if you want to show your further support, you can always use star code BIGB2 when purchasing Robux. But with that being said, let's get into our dark theories about Pedro Pony. So before we get into our dark theories about Pony and also why we may not trust Pony, and I want you to make your own decision on this at the end of the video, we're going to talk about everything, why we may not trust Pony, what are reasons to trust Pony, and again, I would love to hear your personal thoughts on Pony as well after we sum up everything and put all the pieces together on what to possibly think of this character. So with that being said, here we go. So Pony was first introduced on Piggy to us in chapter 8, the carnival. So when we go to what I like to call Potato City, because Potato City was actually from Peppa Pig and it looks exactly like the outside of it, but it is the carnival in Piggy and it looked incredible. That was such a lot of fun seeing that, and especially the leak we had leading up into chapter 8. I think that was the first time we actually got something leaked, like a screenshot, and it was super cool to see, and it raised a lot of suspicion, and also a lot of the predictions really help out and bring interest to the episode as well. So with that being said, we saw Pony at the very end of chapter 8 when you beat chapter 8, at least, and chapter 8 was a pretty easy map as well. Kind of prepared us a little bit for chapter 9, the city. So we meet Pony at the end, and Pony is with Zizzy. Now what happens at the end is that Zizzy is also explained to you pretty much, you know, she has a safe place, we have a safe place, and it seems these two are partners. So it seems that Zizzy is the one, almost seems like the brains of the operation, and then Pony is just kind of the one that's just there as the partner. Almost makes Zizzy look good in a way. And if you do a little bit of research on Pedro Pony, Pony is actually careless and airheaded as well. So that could also be some of the remarks, because I know like some of the things Pony said was just like Zizzy, it almost seems like if Zizzy could straight talk, Zizzy would be like, Pony, you already know this, okay? Like especially when they talked about the infected, and the infected don't talk. But Pony does actually save the day at the end of chapter 8, where Foxy kind of breaks in and tries to attack you, and then Pony jumps in and kind of saves the day there. So that is when Pony is actually introduced. We also have a Pony skin as well, and then it starts again in chapter 9 where we're on the rooftop with Pony and Zizzy, and then we go inside, and at the end of chapter 9, so again this does contain spoilers, so if you did not see chapter 9, make sure to watch that. But at the very end of chapter 9, you're talking with Pony. Now one thing I want to talk about is, again, things we know about Pony. So first off, we know that Pony is Zizzy's partner. Now we don't know of course how long they've known each other, but I'm gonna assume quite some time, at least when the infection started, and it seems that Pony is a part of the group. Now being that where the story is going, I think a lot of trust is getting kind of questioned. Like a lot of people are thinking like, who do we actually trust? And I think a big part of that is because of Mr. P. Like at first we started trusting Mr. P, and then the potions, and then the infection started, and then the doggy hallucinations. Then we kind of started thinking like, okay, we definitely don't trust Mr. P. Mr. P is infecting everyone. And then with all the notes, it just kind of ties into like, okay, who can we actually trust? Everything someone says also seems suspicious too. So that's something to kind of take into account, that we really don't know who to trust. Even like the pauses and the looks are like, you know, at the end of Hospital, that look that we have on Bunny's face when Mr. P leaves, we almost thought that Bunny kind of looked evil in that sense. So these are things to really take into account. One really cool thing though I thought about Pony, at least, is that he was trying to be an optometrist like his father. Now he did mention that at the very end when they do, you explain basically that you were a police officer, you're looking for Mr. P, and then, you kind of get like a more of an introduction to the characters. You couldn't really get an introduction to them that much at the end of Carnival because a lot was going on. You're trying to escape Clowny, Foxy's there, and you just kind of just leave there. So you get more of a conversation at the end of chapter 9. So Pony is studying to be an optometrist like his father. And if you don't know what an optometrist is, it basically has to do with the eyes and just visuals. So I thought that was pretty cool and pretty interesting because he can either become a valuable character or a character that just kind of gets infected eventually. Because I'll talk about the characters that we don't see anymore, like characters that we left behind, characters that can maybe have something happen to them. And again, I'll be looking at your thoughts on what you think about Pony as well. So the fact that Pony is also studying with the eyes, he could be big help to this. He could be a lot of help to this because of the visual effects that I feel like once, the eyes are something that you notice, the eyes, and they don't talk when it comes to the infected. So maybe Pony will turn out to either help, or Pony will also just be super careless and airheaded as he may seem and get infected. So my personal opinion being that you're leaving Pony behind, if we stick to where Pony actually is, Pony's trapped in, not necessarily trapped, I mean Pony can also defend himself, but Pony is in the city with Ellie Elephant, also the grandmother, and Mrs. P that's also in the building. So those are some of the characters that are in chapter 9. Now being that you actually leave chapter 9 and you go with Zizzy to kind of check the dumpster, there was something that I also want to point out that a lot of people also thought was quite suspicious. I mean, it does, whenever someone says something and you put a couple dots at it, it also raises suspicion. Like, does this person really mean what they're saying? But there was a scene in the ending where, Pony talks about being the optometrist, and then Zizzy talks about, I was a fencing coach, I even taught my little sisters, and then she goes on to say that I'm so relieved that they are safe, and then Pony says, yeah, ... Now a lot of people kind of take that as like okay, well, what does that actually mean? But it was like one of those things that were added, like it almost would have been a lot better if Pony didn't say anything, because then it wouldn't really raise suspicion. And I feel like the fact that he says like, yeah, either we can take that two ways. Either yeah, as he really means it, or if he's like, yeah, like, oh, I almost forgot that Zizzy had sisters, or it could be something like, yeah, like in a suspicious way. So a lot of people also been messaging me and thinking about that aspect of it of, is that semi-suspicious that he said yeah. So characters that are also left behind that maybe something has happened to. Doggy is one, so the track record of this is not looking good. Bunny, also another character, which of course I do believe we will see again. We also have Mr. P as well as another character that's left behind. And then we have Pony. So hopefully nothing bad happens to Pony, but I do feel like something bad will happen to Pony if he stays behind. So maybe Pony will either die or get infected. I really hope he doesn't die. We haven't really had any character deaths really yet, and I'm curious if we will even get any character deaths, or unless it goes down the story of, what character will also be disposable in a way. And hopefully not Pony. I mean, Pony's a little ditzy, I would say, but Pony doesn't deserve to die. Let's just say that. Maybe infected, then cured, but that's about it. I mean, Pony did save us from Foxy. But yeah, we go out to the dumpster to see who that is, and Pony is in the city. So I think if Pony does make a return, I don't know if he will be infected or not. Right now, he is cured and not infected, so we'll just have to see. He's been safe for this long amount of time, so it could be a possibility that he actually gets infected. And if not Pony, maybe Zizzy. Who exactly knows? But what I want to do is I want to take to the comments and see what you guys think about Pony. So this first comment was by Anne, and they say, theory, when you go alone with Zizzy, Pony infected, he follows you to the bank and maybe hits Zizzy and she will get infected. Now, that's a really interesting theory. Imagine that Pony, the partner, is the one that actually gets infected and then infects Zizzy. That's very interesting. Nice theory. This next theory was by ZOH, and they said, yo, Big B, this is a theory. What if Pony was evil and that Mrs. P is evil as well, and Pony and Mrs. P are working together to frame Mr. Potato? and infects everyone for no reason. Okay, that sounds crazy, but I have a little bit of proof. When you and Zizzy go to the bin, you see what the noise was. Why would Pony not go with you? Maybe he knew something bad was in the bin and didn't want to get involved. And why would a potato that supposedly Mrs. P is watching you? This is my theory. Thanks, Piggy. I hope you read this comment in your vids. Love your videos. You're my favorite YouTuber, and please read this comment in your vid. Thanks. That's a really good theory, though. Really good theory that, yeah, I think sometimes these characters also raise suspicion of who can you actually trust. And I think this is all caused, of course, by Mr. P, because we don't know who to trust. Unicorn Tour Reviews and More Magic says, my theory is that Mr. P is trying to get good guys and experiment them, and we have to save Doggy and Foxy, and Pony dies. Like they just add Pony dies at the end of that. Hopefully not, but again, if I do see any characters dying, I could totally either seeing it being Doggy or Pony. Skylee XX says, my theory is that when Zizzy went to check who was in the alley, the person in Zizzy had left Pony, so who actually knows if Pony gets infected next, or if he dies, or if Zizzy gets infected and the person has to run to Pony to try and find Mr. P or someone else to help. So I'm also thinking too, maybe Zizzy or Pony gets infected. One of those characters may get infected. Job Van D says, my theory is when Zizzy and you walk towards that shadow, Pony will get kidnapped and he is in jail in a lab getting tested. Ooh. AO says, in the end, Pony is a little suspicious when Zizzy said, I'm glad my little sisters are safe or something like that. And Pony says, yeah, ... Ooh, see, I thought about that too. My theory for chapter 10. Zizzy comes with us to the dumpster for the first cutscene. We either see Doggy or Foxy. When we left Pony alone, he called Mr. P and told him about the bunker. Then Mr. P comes and infects Pony. Maybe they're either Doggy or Foxy chasing us with Pony. Then we go to the bunker. We escape with Zizzy and everyone else from the bunker got infected. I also think in chapter 11 could be one of the popular theories, a farm. From a farm, they find Mr. P's secret laboratory, and one of Piggy's escapes from the testing cells. We have to choose a potion or a bottle to give him, or either cure him or kill him. The good ending is where we find the cure and cure him and the others, and the bad ending is where he dies and all the other piggies break free from the cells to chase you. I actually really like this idea, but I don't think any of it will actually happen. That's a really cool idea, and I'm really glad you guys are thinking like this outside the box, but it's also not too far-fetched. Good job on this, AO. ABandPlays_games says, here's a theory about chapter 10. You go behind the dumpster and find Pony and she says, ah, you caught me. And you say, Bunny, what are you doing here? Bunny says, I'm looking for shelter against the infection, but I don't know where to look. Zizzy says, shelter? You can come with us. We have a safe place. Bunny, okay, I'm choosing to trust this isn't a trick. And you say, hey, where's Pony? Bunny says, maybe he went back to your safe place. And then you go to the safe place and you see that Pony's infected. You flee to another area and you get locked up in a supermarket. Very, very detailed and very interesting. Robot Bunny says, I think Pony will be shown becoming evil in chapter 10. Let's hope not. Dumber Smaller Group says, theory from my daughter. So since chapter 10 is coming out and there's a jailbreak crossover coming, what if a boat they added in jailbreak is actually Grandpa's pig's boat? Ooh, and he is coming to rescue them all. What if TSP equals the safe pig equals Grandpa Pig? She's also wondering if maybe all of this has been a dream sequence because everyone got sick and this is just a fever dream and didn't happen in real life. But maybe the final chapter is where you all wake up and you find it really didn't happen. Dramatic music. I absolutely love that theory. Make sure to tell her that that was an amazing theory. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Everyone's thinking, or some people are thinking, that Pony will die, Pony will be infected, but I wanna ask you down below, what do you think? Do you think anything is going to happen to Pony? Do you think everything is going to be fine? I think when some things are going good, something bad always happens. So yeah, I'm curious to see where this will lead us. Maybe Pony will come back and will be completely fine and safe. Maybe Pony will betray us. Maybe Pony will get infected, but who knows? Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share it. And also feel free to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!